And welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I'm Michael DeLon, and today I am talking to my very, very good friend, Tom Ruwitch. Tom, thank you for spending some time with me, brother.
Michael, I always love spending time with you.
Well, it's going to be lots of fun over the next few minutes because Tom, many of you probably know Tom because he's all over the internet. He's got Story Power Marketing in his company, but we're talking about something different because he still has that. But Tom is now, he created something else because of the backstory that you'll hear in just a minute of helping entrepreneurs actually implement marketing systems and strategies, because that is just the bane of our existence. We love the ideas, but getting it done is so hard. Tom's got a solution to fix that. I want to hear that. So Tom, tell us a little bit about your backstory and how you've gotten to what you're doing today.
Be happy to, Michael. So let's go back to 2001. And that's when I founded an email service provider company, software to create, deliver, and track email marketing campaigns. And in 2001, most people hadn't even heard of email marketing, much less tried it. And we got out there, we were innovating, we were groundbreaking, inventing features that now are fairly common, but in those days were really advanced and cutting edge. We had clients who jumped aboard with our company called MarketVolt, and they would say things to us like, "Oh, great, now I have software to create, deliver, track email campaigns. Sell us a list." We'd say, "Well, no. We're not going to sell you a list. We're going to help you build a list." And so around that software company, software as a service, we built an agency where we were helping with strategy, tactics, do it for you, do it with you, all things marketing, particularly email marketing. And the thing that we saw over 19 years that I ran this company is that when businesses were spinning their wheels with their marketing, having any kind of trouble with their marketing, they were very, very quick to chase the next shiny technology squirrel, to blame the software. "Oh, I need a different email marketing tool. I need a different social media scheduling platform. I need a different funnel builder," whatever it might be. Very quick to blame tactics. "Oh, this funnel doesn't work. Teach me a different, I need a different funnel," or whatever the case may be. And sometimes quick to blame tacticians. "Oh, I need a different do it with you, do it for you advisor or consultant." What they were slow to do, and this is true today, this is core to my business, is look at the content they were putting out and ask, is this really the right stuff? And that's really particularly hard for people who are experts in their field.
Absolutely.
For people who are authors, coaches, consultants, because they believe, rightly so, that they have valuable information to share. But they don't understand that just dishing out information, "Here's what I know, here's why a Roth IRA is better than a traditional IRA, here's why you need to learn the 5 steps to be a better delegator," whatever the information is.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Information is not enough. And that led me, while I was still running a software company, that led me to focus my attention on helping my clients power up their creative content and their storytelling, make it more captivating, make it more relevant to their prospects, draw people in, build information plus entertainment to create content that people want to read, that draws people in, that gets them to raise their hand, that gets them to choose and hire you. That's what Story Power Marketing is all about. And when I sold MarketVolt in 2019, I hung my, pardon me, I hung my shingle as Story Power Marketing. And that's what I've been doing since then, helping authors and coaches and consultants, anybody who's packaging their expertise for sale to stand out and serve clients. I'm helping them create more powerful, captivating, info-taining content. But here's what happened. I thought I was out of the software business. But I work with so many clients, and we'll do something like design a great lead magnet, captivating, entertaining, informative, valuable. Design a landing page where somebody can come and get that lead magnet and sign up, raise their hand. "I want to hear from you. I want to know more." Design a follow-up email sequence. All of these marketing strategies that are valuable, and we would create great content. They'd walk off with a Word document with everything mapped out and all the copy written and feeling really good about it. And I would say good night and good luck. and they wouldn't implement.
Yeah, absolutely. See it every day.
Because they stumble over the technology. They either don't have a good tool to do it, or even if they do have a good tool, there are just so many little intricacies. It takes time. It doesn't feel fun and easy to do. So that's when I I decided, I guess I'm going to get back in the marketing technology software business. And I started a division of Story Power Marketing called Implementum. Take the word implement, add or put it another way, combine implement and momentum, and you've got Implementum. And Implementum is first and foremost marketing automation technology that enables you to take all of that great content that you have and get it out the door. And what's cool about Implementum is that all of that machinery that you need to do the things that we just discussed, to implement the strategies and the tactics that you wish to take to the market, all of those can be pre-built. And so you're not fussing with, I have to put a timer on this thing and have to manage tags and forms and all this stuff. We, for our clients, will pre-build a lot of these things so that what you're doing is putting your content into a pre-built framework, into the pre-built machinery, pressing a button, and off you go.
Wow. Okay. You know, I've talked about this at other times, and you know, I'm excited about it because you hit something that is, and I hope everybody heard it, is we all love strategies and ideas and things our coaches give us. The problem is we get off that Zoom call or that meeting, we go, now I got so much stuff to do. And that's not where we thrive as entrepreneurs. I don't know if you probably know Dan Sullivan, strategic coach. He produces all kinds of books and things. He's got a book out, and I've been listening to it. It's Who, Not How. And the whole concept is, as entrepreneurs, we come up with these big ideas, these next steps, and then we hit the threshold of, look at everything that needs to be done, and I need to figure out how to do it. And Dan Sullivan says, no. You need to figure out who you can hire a partner with to get it done for you.
Right.
And that's exactly what you've done with Implementum. Is business owners know they need to do marketing and automation and email and landing pages and but you've created a way so they can actually step into this who, not how world to partner with you. You've got everything built. All the technology can be built for them. And if I understood it right, and Reed help me with this, a client comes to you and they've got a logo and a slogan and whatever, you put it in there and it just kind of proliferates through the entire system for landing pages and it follow, right?
Yeah. So I mean, let's take some of the strategies that we as marketers teach our clients. So I'm first and foremost, my background is an email marketing guy. And so in my coaching programs around Story Power, we've been teaching recently, well, what do you do after a lead, a new subscriber raises their hand and says, I want to be on your email list? Well, what most businesses do is say, thanks for subscribing. And maybe they send a follow-up email that says, please whitelist us or something like that. Well, strategically, you know this, I know this, we teach this. You want to engage, you want to begin to build a relationship. Now, that's all Story Power or Paperback Expert high-level strategy. Engage with prospects, get them in the door. Well, what's the tactical thing going on? Okay, the tactical thing is you built a form that you put on your website. The form, after somebody says I sign up, takes them to a thank you page. The thank you page then, or the form also tags them or puts them on a list that says they're a subscriber. Right. The follow-up strategy is immediately send them an email that has certain elements that you would teach or I would teach about what should you include in that. It could include a video or any number of things, but we would teach you what you would need to include in the follow-up. And then sometime later, a second email goes out, and then maybe a third email. It depends. Follow-up sequences could be 1 email, 2 emails, 3 emails to welcome and engage them. So we've executed something to achieve the strategy. And then after you've been welcoming them with 1, 2, 3 emails, whatever it is, they're added to the regular list, and they get your emails at whatever ongoing frequency you have. Okay, nice strategy. Well,
Try putting
now
that
what?
together.
Now what? Okay. When you sign up for Implementum, built into it is email sign up form that automatically tags them properly, that automatically triggers follow-up sequence, that automatically already has a draft email, mailing 1, delay, send mailing 2 at whatever time you want, next day, 2 days later, mailing 2, send mailing 3, boom, and then tag them for the follow-up, or excuse me, to put them on the list. Now, you still have to tell your own stories and write your own emails according to however you've learned to do that from Tom Ruwitch or from Michael DeLon, or through your own knowledge and expertise. But what we're talking about is taking those words that might be in a Word document or whatever, cutting and pasting them into pre-built machinery, clicking save, and you're done.
And you're done. And that is the key. This is the magic of Implementum. Is so many times, I mean, we run on one of the big platforms, and you run on lots of platforms, right? We all do this, but for me to create what you just said, I've got to create what I'm going to say, number one, but then I have to go into the software and put in I've got to build the whole campaign. And that's what you're removing from the equation. Right. You have the campaigns pre-built. They can be tweaked. If I want a 3-day delay versus a 4-day delay, I can do that while I'm in the system. That's easy. The rest of it, I just copy, paste, boom, done.
Yeah.
And it lowers the barrier to entry. It makes marketing automation easy, fast, and effective.
Yeah. And I just gave one example of a tactic or set of tactics around a broad strategic notion. The strategic notion is, if somebody raises their hand and says, I want to be on your email list, the more you engage them as quickly as possible and build a relationship with them, the better. The more quickly they'll become clients, the more quickly the more they'll pay attention to your ongoing email. That's the idea or the strategy behind it. Let's take another strategy. Sure. You are helping experts in their field stand out, build authority by creating a best-selling book.
Right.
Okay. There are all sorts of strategies that you teach. You have these playbooks, all sorts of strategies associated with becoming a best-selling author. I am working on a book with you, Michael, Paperback expert. And part of the marketing strategy that I'm employing is I'm beginning to tease the fact that this book is coming. And so I've taken the first chapter of the book and I'm sharing that with people. And so people who are already on my email list, if they click a link or they send me a reply, they get a chapter of the book. And then they're going on to a list and they're going to get certain emails that promote the fact the book is coming out, that will promote advanced purchase. Then after the book is written, I will have strategies that I put in place to repurpose content from the book, get this piece of the book, download a chapter of the book, and follow-ups that go out to them. It's all about attracting leads, engaging them immediately, and so forth. All that machinery, we're going to build into a package that if you're an author and you're working on a book, or even if you wrote a book and published it 2 years ago, now let's apply some of these strategies and tactics to draw more people in, to re-engage people who might have bought the book, to get them to become referral agents, all sorts of strategies that you can employ. And the machinery of doing them can be pre-built. So you don't have to say, oh, well, that's a nice strategy, Tom. Good idea, Michael, but I don't have the time to do that. We're trying to reduce the headache and the hassle and the time associated with executing strategies. You hear these strategies, you know they're great ideas,
Yeah.
but then you just say, I got too much going on.
That's
I
right.
don't want to do that. Yeah.
It's a lot like walking into a restaurant. When Tom and I
Mhm.
get together in St. Louis, where he lives, we go out to a restaurant. He takes me to these wonderful Italian restaurants to die for, right? And what do? They come after they bring us this bread, this mouthwatering. They bring us this menu, and I get to choose from the menu. And then when I make my choice, I hand it back to the waitress. And guess what? The next thing that happens is my meal shows up. And that's
Yeah.
kind of what you've done with Implementum is you have this menu of pre-populated, in a sense, done for you campaigns in a variety of areas that we all hear about, want. We just don't know how to get it done. You've done all the work,
Right.
and somebody can come in, place their content in, like I placed an order, and voila, the system's done. Like my dinner gets delivered, and then what's going to happen, because you're marketing properly, is you're going to start getting leads, prospects, appointments, clients,
Yeah.
because you build the system once and
Right.
it works over and over and over and over. So that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's a good
Uh,
analogy. I don't know if that's a good analogy.
no, I think that's an awesome analogy. You know, it's sort of, and that's the thing, you know, in fact, I'll extend the analogy. I love it. You look at a menu and you see some dish on the menu. There's a great description. Your mouth is watering. And if the menu then said, all right, here is the recipe to build it. You know, we've reserved station 4 in the kitchen. And you go into the kitchen and do the recipe and put it together.
Yeah.
Be like, no,
Yeah,
thanks.
no, I'll take
I'm
the other
heading
one.
over to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Thanks. And
Yeah.
but if you said, you know, here is go into station 4, and you just decide, do I want the red sauce or the white sauce? And you know, then there it is. We'll dish it out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. No, it's funny. Two thoughts came to mind. I'm going to have lunch with my daughter on Friday, and we're either going to go to Chick-fil-A or Blaze Pizza, one of the two. Either one of them. I walk in, I look at the menu, and I say, I want that, and that, and they deliver. That's what you've done. And the other idea that came to me is years ago in I forget what company. I think it was Staples or something. The Easy Button.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
And that's really what you've done with marketing automation, because we hear about it everywhere. We love the idea. Everybody sells the concept, but nobody sells the execution. You're selling the system, but it's a holistic system. It's not an email system. It is, but it's not just that. It's not just a landing page system. It's that, but it's more than that. It's a CRM. It's right. It keeps going, which is just mind-boggling. Yeah. And all you need to do is work with Tom and say, here's the content I have. And Tom's like, what do you want to do? Here's from the menu. Here are the 4 or 5 systems. I think, Tom, and correct me if I'm wrong, your team kind of builds the system, delivers it, and then they just put in the content, right? Is that right?
Yeah, and I want to emphasize a really important point, because what you were describing brought this up. We have pre-built systems based on strategies and tactics that we've implemented that we know are proven. So that email follow-up sequence that I described, that's in there, whether you've been taught that or not. But a lot of our clients will come to us after working with somebody like you, Michael, or another marketing coach, or they have a marketing advisor who says, you know, what you really ought to do is this, 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 and this. And it's sketched out on a piece of paper, and the emails may already be at least rough drafted, and we will build for you when you come in we'll build a customized marketing machine, and based on whichever coach or whichever system you choose to implement. It may be something that your own marketing know-how has dreamt up, maybe something that you've done in partnership with an advisor or coach. But if you show us what you want built, we can build the machinery for you so that
all right. So another case in point, right? You and I both love webinars, and a lot of people talk about webinars and doing webinars, and that's great. Well, all right. Hey, you got to get the webinar created. Hey, but then you've got to put it on a landing page, and you've got to have a registration page, and you need emails that go out before the webinar and emails that go out after the webinar. And what you're saying is you can build all of that.
Right. Right. And I'll tell you sort of a self-deprecating story about that, Michael. I was working with a coach, who's a real expert at webinars.
Yeah.
And no need to hide his name. It's
Yeah.
Dave D. He's one of my
Absolutely.
marketing mentors. In fact, we
Mine
met
too.
through Dave D. Right. And
Absolutely.
and Dave teaches webinar systems that are really, really brilliant. And with that teaching comes, here are some follow-up emails that you would want to send. Okay. And this goes back several years now, but I went through one of his programs and I liked the strategy that he was recommending. And I took the email templates and then I didn't implement it. I'm a guy who ran a marketing automation software company for 19 years, who designed functionality, and I was using a different platform. We sold MarketVolt. MarketVolt's no more, and but I was stumbling over things. There, the detail that I was stumbling over was, I'm sending regular emails to my list,
Right.
and I'm doing these follow-up emails for people who are in the webinar. And I remember getting to this point where I was thinking, all right, what if this is somebody who already is on my list, who signs up to watch my webinar, and I don't want to send them 2 emails a day? And I got stuck, and I put it away, and 2 months passed.
Yeah.
Because it just, I don't want to deal with this right now, this tech. And
Yeah.
so when we build these things, this is what we factor in.
Yeah.
Are you doing daily emails? Are you doing weekly emails? We know the intricacies. We solve the problems. We fix these things for you.
Yeah.
And easy button. Yeah.
It is easy button. My audience will understand this, and you'll understand this. You are becoming the Caleb for the marketing operations of many clients. My son Caleb is my chief operating officer. He does virtually everything for our business, right?
Yeah.
His tagline on his business card is, "I make Michael's business dreams come true." Because we all know I'm great at certain things.
Yeah.
Caleb's great at so many things. And what Tom has created here with Implementum is the Caleb, the systematizing of your ideas, your marketing. What do you want to do? And if you go all the way back to the beginning where Tom started, you got an email, you got a form on your website that tags them to an email with follow-up systems. Great. Now you say, I want to do a webinar. Great. We're going to create the webinar page. You create the webinar, sir, but we're going to create the page and follow-ups and the emails, blah, blah, and it's all going to connect to this one system. So it's there and they get tagged properly, so that as you do more things, you do a webinar. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're going to have pre-registration emails. You're going to have people who show up. You need a certain email follow-up to them. You got people who don't show up. You need a system for them and emails, and you need purchasers. You got a different funnel for them.
Right.
Tom's got
Makes people's heads explode.
It does. And that's I don't know how to do it all.
Right.
That's why I need a who, like Tom Ruwitch and Implementum, to just talk with me and say, here's what I want to do. And Tom says, got it. You go create the webinar. I got everything else taken care of.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, folks.
Yeah. And as I was thinking, as you were talking, I was thinking about the story I told and how I started as the software guy and noticed that when things aren't going right in marketing, they'll chase the shiny software squirrel. And I came to believe a part of the truth. The part that I came to believe was, it's not changing software, at least back then, wasn't the core problem. The core problem was the content that they were putting out there was not good enough. And that is still true. But what ironically enough happened is, after I got out of the software business, I came to circle back and realize, once they get their story right, the software actually does stand in the way. If you have better software, and more importantly, better support, and somebody who understands strategy and where the tools work, which, I bring all that experience to it. If you have better software, then you have such a better chance to get those better stories, that better content out to market. So what was happening before is you had people who were stumbling over the software, thinking that if only I had easier software, my prayers would be answered. And they'd go and get other software and continue to dish out, blah, 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 boring stories. Yeah. And now, even when they get to the point where they're dishing out captivating, story-powered, infotaining stories, they're not getting them out there as much as they could, because lo and behold, the software is part of the problem.
It is.
I'm trying to solve both.
That's so cool. You're thinking I'm just, my brain's just running 1,000 miles an hour right now. So here to, folks, listen to this. If you have content that you want to share, Tom helps you implement them. Mm-hmm. He will help you implement your ideas, your content, your structure. Get rid of the idea that you have to build it. You don't. You're an entrepreneur. That's not where you make your money. You need to be working with clients and being on calls and selling them and servicing them and building your team and focusing on what you do best. Building technology and campaigns and emails, that is not where you get paid. Tom and his team are masters at it. Tom spent decades doing it. He understands the power of story, so he can actually help you with that as well, with story power marketing. But it's the implementing of the systems, the automation. That's what's caused our company to grow dramatically. And if you listen to this podcast at all, I am a systems guy. Tom is delivering systems on a silver platter to you. It's your opportunity now to go, this may be the ticket forward, because you are only coming up with the ideas, and Tom's going to help you understand how to implement those ideas.
Yeah. And in the end, what's going to happen is you're going to get more done without pulling your hair out.
Absolutely.
I think about that story I just told, where I got stuck in the technology over a detail.
Yes.
Of, okay, I don't want to double up my emails.
Right.
I got stuck in the technology and kind of banged my head against the wall for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it was. And then I said, I'm done. And all of my momentum just dissolved. 2 months passed. I realized, I can't believe it. I haven't put this into place. I think about that story, and then I think, what about the people who aren't technically proficient, who aren't comfortable with software? And that story helped spark my realization that 100%. I can fill a need here. Yeah,
100%. And that's, honestly, that's where I would be way back there if it weren't for my Caleb.
Right.
Because he's done all the technology, all the things, every webinar we've done in the last 2 years, he's put together every part of it. I have a Caleb. Most business owners don't. Tom can be your Caleb with implement and take.
I'm laughing. We joke. This is one of your favorite slogans. Everyone needs a Caleb, and so I'm honored to have you call me your Caleb. And I think Implementum is a pretty darn good name for what this business does. If Implementum had not been available, maybe I could have called it Caleb Tech or something.
There you go. Yeah, but Implementum hits the nail on the head, because you really do help business owners, experts, authors, coaches, whatever, implement their ideas or strategies to get it out of their head, out to the world using technology without knowing how to use technology. Because, dude, I don't want to know how to do technology. Right. I just want to say, here's what I have to say. How do I get it out? Yep. And my Caleb makes it happen. Now Tom's Caleb can make it happen too. It's Implementum. Tell us, Tom, where do people go to take that next step?
Yeah, so there are a couple of places to get in touch with me. Number one is go to implementum.net /Delon, implementum.net/Delon, DELON, and Implementum is spelled IMP. Let's start over there. IMPLEmentum. The word implement with UM on the end. Implementum.net/Delon, and you'll get to a page where you learn how to learn more about Implementum. And if you connect with us through that that page, there are going to be special offers and discounts
Yay.
and all sorts of good stuff associated with Implementum. Find me on LinkedIn. My name's Tom Ruwitch, and I connect with people when they reach out and tell me that you heard me on this podcast, and I will have a conversation with you. For Story Power, look for storypowermarketing.com. Sign up for my emails, sign up for free resources. There's a link at the top of the page where you can get resources about how to create powerful content. Both things have to work hand in hand. The infotaining powerful content and the technology to deliver it. And when you have both things together, you can build a very powerful client attraction and business building machine. So storypowermarketing.com, implementum.net/Delon, and find me on LinkedIn.
I'm going to have all of those in the show notes so that if you're out building technology now, I hope not, taking a run with the dog or whatever you're doing right now, don't worry. Listen to this again, then go to the show notes. You'll have those links. You can connect with Tom, and he can help you get your ideas, your thoughts, your message implemented out into the world without you doing it. Tom's your who. He's your Caleb. He's built it. Use him. Go check him out. Tom Ruwitch. Wow. Thank you, brother. Love being with you.
Same, Michael. Thank you. And thanks to all of you who tuned in. Really appreciate it.